The answer was clear from the moment this globe-trotting couple first visited South Africa. After buying an apartment and then a house, they sold both to build what they hope will become their perfect retirement home. The design called on architect Greg Wright to deliver an entertainer's dream and a private couple's escape in one.
This is incredible. From an amazing view of Lion's Head to the ocean in the front, I'm guessing this house was built around maximizing these amazing views.
Absolutely, and the name of the house is Sealion. So that in itself tells you about why it's so important to have the ocean being an integral part of the experience and still being able to see Lion's Head and be able to look back on that.
The privacy you feel here is one of Greg and his team's proudest achievements.
It was very difficult because the height of the neighboring buildings is very imposing, but that was something that we accommodated by lifting the building as high as we could out of the ground, and then dealing with privacy issues with screens, landscaping, and testing views constantly in our 3D model and the design process.
There's so many different pockets and levels. I haven't quite figured out how many stories there are.
It is 3 stories, but the way that those stories are managed is to try and maximize the volumes and the experience of space and light, and to try and kind of make it a little bit of a journey into the house.
They've created additional internal views as well.
Greg, this is like a little secret garden here.
Well, there are 2, and this is an unusual feature in this part of the world because on the Atlantic seaboard, the properties are so small, and typically gardens are not an issue, and you don't see much of them. So we decided to put these courtyards in, both to introduce greenery, but also to help the temperature of the house in summertime, and the cool air flows through the house so that we don't have to rely on aircon as a means of keeping the house cool.
I can definitely feel a slight breeze. What I also love is how each garden has its own personality.
The lower one is a lot more to do with drama and sculpture and water, and these are a little bit more to do with the intimacy of the bedrooms, so that they're private spaces that work off the bedrooms and give a slightly different dynamic to the way that you experience the house from a guest bedroom's point of view.
It's incredible what you've managed to achieve with this space.
Thank you, but it wasn't all about me. The owners were really involved in the project.
Businessman Trishul Mandana and Dr. Sabitha Othaya were born in India, met in England, and have lived mostly between the food and culture of London and the lakes and mountains of Zurich. In a way, Cape Town offers the best of both.
This home is clearly a great collaboration between the 3 of you.
It actually worked out very well because we wanted a very collaborative architect, and Greg was very happy to understand what we wanted. And so we went through a few discussions in terms of how we lived, and Greg then put a few designs down for us, and then it sort of really grew from there. And so we gave him a very tight brief saying we'd like to actually have views out of every single bedroom, bathroom, and pretty much every room in the house. And the way it's been captured has been fantastic because we have views out of every single room, including the garage. So that's been fantastic.
The word collaborative really underpins what our relationship was all about, because it was a process where everything was talked about, discussed, and shared. And the success of the house is really as a result of that, because they were both incredibly involved in the process.
The couple are in no doubt that this is the best city in the world and contribute to its art, design, and character with their home. Having guests stay over from around the world, they spread the word about South Africa too.
This really is a lovely lifestyle. Your friends must love coming over.
So we both enjoy entertaining, and so pretty much this house was designed around that theme.
Yeah, so we did actually do quite a bit of work in terms of the design. So one of the things we kind of wanted to do was to make sure everything was pretty close to each other. So, you know, you've got the braai very close to the dining table, you've got the gin bar that's very close, and I love cooking, so the kitchen's right there. And you obviously get a great view out of the kitchen, so it's, you know, fabulous when you're entertaining people.
As a self-confessed foodie, Trishul had a natural interest in styling the food and beverage features of the house.
This kitchen definitely has a masculine feel to it. It's incredibly sleek.
Well, I had to say, I had to be persuaded about the black from Greg, and very pleased with the result. So we went for sort of a black, copper, and walnut theme, and kept it relatively minimalist. I do the dirty work in the back kitchen, and then the showpiece or the show work here in the main kitchen.
With 150 gins on offer, a tasting session might last a while. So the designer copper, wood and black bar stools had to be comfortable too. These darker, organic metallic shades are counterbalanced by the art pieces.
This painting over here really brings a lot of personality to the space. How did you go about choosing the art for your home?
We've bought art from all over the world, and as you go around the house, you'll see that. But we have two pieces that really dictated the color theme of the house. There's this piece that you've just referred to, and then the piece on the other side. And that sort of really dictated the orange and yellow theme that you see predominantly in the house.
So these two pieces, the Doggy John and the Travelling Man, we walked past these pieces for 6 years when we were skiing in Megève. So when we decided to build this house, it just seemed the perfect place to put them.
Speaking of works of art, I have to see the wine cellar.
Split into red, white, sweet and champagne sections, the temperature-controlled cellar boasts 1,200 bottles.
So this is the real reason why you came to South Africa.
Amongst the reasons, you could say, obviously you've got to take advantage of the number of wineries that are here around Cape Town. So yeah, we do obviously love collecting wine. The fact of the matter, though, is when we first came here many years ago, South Africa was well known for its white wines. And what we've seen over the years is the red wine making capability in South Africa has just improved amazingly. So if you look around the cellar, what you'll see is almost 90% of it is really red wine. And some of the wine here compares favorably, if not better, than some of the European wines we have. So it's been an absolute pleasure collecting wines here.
Are there any other hidden gems downstairs?
We have the gym. We have a wonderful view out of the gym. We've got a running machine, free weight. Trishul insisted on having a sauna.
And a steam.
Well, yes. The sauna has a wonderful view out into one of the little courtyards of the little water feature. And then he insisted also on having a cinema room, which is just right next to us here in the wine cellar.
To be honest, we actually don't watch that many movies. The cinema room really doubles as a spa, and it overlooks the wine cellar, so it's a perfect sort of spa room.
Between all this wine and that incredible gin bar of yours, I'm pretty sure the guests often spend the night here. What do you say, show me the bedrooms?
Anchored by a formidable set of wooden steps, the stairwell is flooded with natural light, making the most of the artworks and setting the master suite up as something of a penthouse in the sky.
So up here is our sanctuary. We decided that the top floor was going to be our space. We've got our bedroom here, we've got the study next door, so if you want to do some work, and then our own private terrace. We wanted the guests to have their own space as well, and so they're down on the floor below us.
For fashionistas, the orange room takes its cue from an oversized French advertising art image. If yellow is more your scene, this ensuite celebrates the color of a renowned perfume, which Marilyn Monroe famously said was the only thing she wore to bed.
There's a lot of different textures in this room. What is the look and feel that you've gone for?
So we wanted to have something fairly warm and neutral in this particular space. So we went in for actually a lot of wood. We went in for aubergine and silver because these were in fact colors we had in a previous home of ours and we loved it. The beautiful thing about this particular room is that when you wake up in the morning, you get to see the ocean in the front. If you swivel your head, you get to see Lion's Head at the back. And so it's a great space to wake up in the morning with a cup of coffee. And that's what we really love about this little space.
As much as the top floor is a treat to wake up in and to bath or shower with a panorama of Robben Island, this busy couple often spend their entire day downstairs. There's so much to do on this lifestyle level. It's quickly converted into a party space with a dance floor and DJ if required, or left as is for sundowners.
The view from the balcony really is amazing, and of course the view of Lion's Head behind us. I can totally see why you chose to build a home here.
It's been a pleasure, and we certainly hope to spend more time here and hopefully one day retire here.
Here's to good wine and even better views. Cheers!
They throw cocktail parties, after which Trishul gets cooking. Then wine tasting, dancing, or some superb coffee comes standard. This is going to be some retirement home.